Okay, and hello and welcome to this tutorial. Hopefully it's going to be a quick one. It's just about making car headlights look like they're on, either on a picture or a 3D model. Now on a 3D model you will have to either track the lights or you will have to try and keyframe the lights to the movement of the car. Okay, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to use a picture here, and this is what we're going to sort of... It's quite annoying. That's a car alarm for those younger people who don't know what that is. Yeah, that's the older car alarm. I don't think anybody pays attention to car alarms anyway, really. I don't, anyway. So yeah, there's a number of ways of doing it. One of the ways is built into After Effects is Effect, Generate, and Lens Flare. Now I'm not going to show you that one because now I have used that one. It's good to know it. So all you need to do is to type into Google police lights After Effects, and you will get the tutorials on how to use the lens flare one. You can also use Video Copilot's optical flares. That would also work in certain areas. Like, it's good to have more than one option because some will work good in some places and some will work good in others. So we're going to use a different one. So let's go to New Composition. I'm not going to name it, we know what it is. And let's get my file and just drop it in that I'm going to use. Now you will notice that this is actually you may not notice, but it's an AV file. So just in case there's any keyframes that it might bounce around at, I'm going to right click on it and time and freeze frame. And freeze frame, it means it will stay exactly right there, it won't change. And I can also stretch it. Obviously you people can just use a picture, and that basically that's what this is basically a picture now, right? So let's go to Layer, New, Adjustment Layer. And now I'm going to name this layer already because otherwise it gets confusing. I'm going to call it Headlights. Right, and now I'm going to get the pen tool up here next to up the top, so where it says pen tool, if you can see that there, click on the pen tool and click there. Oh dear, that's not exactly right. That's giving me a shape layer, and that's because you've got to be clicked onto the adjustment layer down there. Let's get the pen tool again. Let's do that. Just draw around the lights and draw around the other light as well. The lower lights we'll be doing afterwards, but this is just these lights. Okay, so now we've done that. Now we go to Effect, go Stylize, go Glow, and straight away you can see you've got something going on here. So now you want to adjust it so you can actually have it on sort of just low lights sort of thing. But I want to adjust it so I've got almost full beam on here. So let's just adjust this around a bit, and you can't really tell exactly at what you've got at the moment because you've got to do something else, right? So click on your headlight layer, your adjustment layer, open it up, go down to masks, get onto the first mask, open that up, and get onto your feather, mask feather, and you can move the feather into about, say, I don't know, let's say 24, and then get the expansion, mask expansion. The mask expansion basically expands it out and expands it in, but as you feathered it, it'll give it a sort of a feather. And as you can see, we've got a little bit to make it look like that. Let's see, not sure what we got over there. There we go. Now this is all a matter of taste or whatever you've got going there. And I can see we've got a little bit of yellow sort of going there, if you can see, and I think that's probably the glow. So let's adjust the glow and see if we can change that to a bit brighter. We want these lights to be reasonably bright because you can always adjust the brightness down. That's the good thing. Okay, that looks a bit better. Okay, so now let's see what we got. We got 55 on the feather and 56 on the expansion. Let's go to mask 2 and just type those in, 55 and 56, and it will also vary on your picture. Now I think they're a bit too much, but what we're going to do next is change the layer. At the moment it's on normal. Now if you don't see this this option here, just click on this toggle button on the bottom left here, and it'll if it's like that, you just click on that and it will come up and show you. Now I'm going to try screen on this and see. So there's screen. I think screen made it look a little bit better. I think that we've got a little bit too much on the sort of masks. I think we need to sort of feather that out a bit more maybe, and sort of bring it in some like this. So therefore we've got 58 and 47. So let's try that on the other side. Okay, so they look a bit bright still, so we can always tone them down here. Now the good thing about using an adjustment layer, and don't forget that the adjustment layer, it's on top of something, anything below the adjustment layer will be affected. So if you have somebody in there in the picture, then always put them above the adjustment layer, otherwise they will be affected by the that sort of glow effect that you don't want. The good thing though is that you now have control. If you go down to transform on the adjustment layer and go down to opacity, you have now sort of full control over the lights, which is good, because now you don't have to worry about screwing around with the glow, which is sometimes quite, you know, problematic at best. So let's assume you got it like that. Okay, so you can, and as I say, you can keyframe these lights to come on, to come off, right? And maybe if we get time, I'll show you how to do that sort of thing if you don't really know. But that's the lights. They don't look too bad. I mean, obviously you want to probably muck around a little bit more and get them better, but for the tutorial, that's sort of giving you the idea. So let's turn them off, and let's worry about doing these lights here. Now these lights here, you can use the adjustment layer, and you can also use glow and change the color of the AB colors down here, like change it up here, change it to those colors, and change these colors to sort of orange or something. But I've never really found that to work that well. So here we're going to try another way. So if we go layer, new, this time we're going to go solid, right? And I'm going to click onto this color picker, and I'm going to pick, say, a color like that there. So let's go OK, and now we can't see anything because I'm blind. No, it's the colors gone like that. So we go, just open that up, and just take the opacity off for now, right? So make sure you clicked on to your, and let's rename this solid layer to, let's rename it to lower lights. So that's lower lights, right? And now let's get our pen tool again and do the same thing we did with the main lights, and get them down here like this. Certainly give us some really weird colors for these masks, but never mind. Okay, so let's turn the now let's turn the opacity right back up again. Okay, so now we've got the solid layer, and now let's go effect, and let's stylize, and let's go to glow again, and let's see what we got for glow. Okay, oh, that was a nice color, isn't it? Sort of thing. Okay, now, and now let's do the masks again and see what we come up with on these masks. So let's go to, say, I don't know, that maybe, and then these ones probably won't be as far as the other one was. Don't know whether I like that, see, but let's stay with that for now for the tutorial. Okay, that should be all right for the tutorial. Let's go 7 and 2. So 7 and then 2, so it's only whatever you make one, you should always make the other so that they look roughly about the same. Okay, so that's that. Now I'll show you a little trick here. For instance, you may not like that color, and so you want to change that color, and the way to do that is to click onto that layer, then I thought I renamed that lower lights. Let's try that again. There we go. Right, so let's click on that solid layer and then go up to your, says composition up here, top left, and say, no, sorry, layer. I've had a few drinks, I think. Lower, click on your solid, click onto your layer and go solid settings. Now, if you've got a solid settings, now you can change the color to whatever you want. So let's click on that, and now we can actually see what we're doing. So if I change it to that, no, that's no good. That's no good. That's terrible. And that's not really, I don't know. It's very problematic on these lights here. Problematic. But maybe that there. Maybe actually a little bit lighter, maybe. Something, I prefer that myself anyway. So let's just see what it looks like when you turn it on and off. Not bad. Anyway, you can muck around with those, and as you can see, we haven't got this layer on anything. We've got it on to normal. So let's try this time. Let's try hard light on that one. Hard light doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too good. Let's turn the main lights on, and then sort of, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they like I say, this is just a tutorial, so you can muck around and get them right, exactly what you want. And like I say, the good thing about these using adjustment layers is that you can adjust the levels of them by just using the opacity level here. And in fact, that's how you can turn them on and off. And that is if you go to, say, there, and you've got them, say, let's go 100%. Click on the keyframe there for opacity, and then click onto here, say 0, and then click on to go a bit further, and then click onto 100% again, like so. So therefore you got them coming on and off. Now I'll give you a little another little thing here, that keyframing lights, usually car headlights, don't automatically come straight on and straight off. They usually have a little bit of sort of a delay type thing, and the way to do that is to click on the keyframe, right click on it and say keyframe assistant, and you've got easy in and easy out. So obviously as it's coming in, you go easy in, which has got, as you can see, it's got an arrow down here, easy in, and then if you come to the end one and right click and it's key assistance and say easy out, so now you've got the arrow going the other way. So basically what that does, it sort of softens them, not so they come on slowly as ish and go off sort of slowly ish, and that's exactly what car headlights really do. I would imagine anyway. If I ever go outside, I might see some. I still don't like these lights down here. I think they need a bit adjusting, but anyway, you get the idea, right? Now once again, I'll show you that something about the, say you've got the headlights coming on and off, you want them to flash sort of thing. And the way to do that is if we get, I've already got the keyframes set up there. Let's just see what they are. They're probably way too slow, I'd imagine. Not too bad. Probably could do it a bit faster, I would imagine. And the best way to do this, to get them right, is actually open it right up so you can see what you're actually doing. But let's assume that we've got them exactly the way we want them, right? And we want them to flash at that sort of level. So if we go to the last keyframe here, click on that, go to the opacity, the stopwatch, click on the Alt button and click on that, and now you'll get another layer, another thing open up. So you want to go all the way along to here, click onto that, click onto property, click onto loop duration, that one there, right there, make sure you click on that one there, and now let's sort of hit that there, so that it'll, and now it will just continue to keep playing those lights going on and off. And as you can see, it's not right, they're a bit slow, or maybe not, I don't know. But I want them to be a bit faster. So what you can do is, you don't have to adjust, you just have to move them in so that they come on and off quicker, and it will still remember the loop, and now you can just loop it, see what happens. And now they're a bit faster, but they're still a bit slow. So let's move them in quite a long way and get them to whatever. I mean, depending upon what speed you want, of course. Well, it's still a bit slow to me. Oh, I know. Okay, the reason why it's slow is because I have the keyframes along this layer. So if I move the keyframe to the beginning of where it should be on the layer, and now it will take it, as you can see. What was happening was it was playing through that layer, and then when it hit the keyframes, then it did it, and it kept on looping that. So now it's looping basically almost from the beginning of the layer, which is basically what we want, really. Okay, those lights don't look the greatest, but you get the idea, I think. So yeah, any questions that you may have, just put them in down below, and anything I've got wrong, let me know. So yeah, that's it. Hope you like it. Hope you can get your lights working. Okay, now almost forgot, it doesn't really apply in this picture, but there will be a light on the ground, obviously, from the lights. Maybe not in this one so much, but what you can do is just get your light layer, duplicate that, move it down here, and then sort of fade it right out, so it's only, and change probably it to a sort of a triangle type sort of thing, and blur it right out. You can do it that way. You can also do it with a solid layer, and get the solid, go new and solid, and take the color of the ground. As you can see, I've already done that, and then try it, and then go back out, obviously turn that all right off, get your sort of pen tool, and pen tool something like that, maybe something like this, not sure, roughly like that. Turn it back up, and then we go to your stylize and glow again, and use that as sort of I suppose you could change it like this, maybe like that. Okay, let's get your masks again, change the masks, sort of woo, and then make them like this, and change the layer level to say screen, and there we go, that's a bit better. So if you can see, I won't do the other one, I'm going to save some time, and you can also lessen it out, move it a bit where maybe it's only going to be slight sort of thing. You might want to make it slightly brighter than that perhaps, so that it's a bit more lighter, maybe a bit more glow to it perhaps, whatever. Anyway, it just has to be sort of slight, but in the long one you can actually do a sort of a funnel type shape that will look like the reflection of the lights on the ground. Okay, just thought I'd mention that. Anyway, thanks a lot. And the pizza's arrived that I ordered, and so I'm going to eat that, and see you around. Bye.